Brittany Renner, you making fun of Evelyn doing OnlyFans. What did she say? A 50-year-old doing OnlyFans? I found that interesting because you made fun of her as if that isn't the future that awaits you.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Basketball Wives Season 12, Episode 12. We are at the finale. Let's get into it. So it's like what, a few days after they get back from Hawaii. We're still in Hawaii at the beginning of this episode, and basically Chantel and Jackie both leave, I think that night or the next day separately. The other girls follow suit. We go back to LA. So it's been a few days. Ty sits down with Brandy and Evelyn. No, I'm sorry, I'm way off. Ty sits down with Evelyn and Jennifer. You heard me correctly. They all meet up to talk about what happened in Hawaii. Here's what's funny. They do a quick confessional with Evelyn, basically saying how she can coexist with Jennifer, and you know, it's really not that deep. It isn't that deep, yet you found an alleged victim of Jennifer's husband to bring on the show, over $1,500, but it wasn't that deep though. Got it. Okay. Anyway, so they sit down and they're talking about what happened. They're kind of rehashing everything. It's the same old shit. It's funny, they're all shitting on Jackie. I wonder how they all feel now. After watching this shit live, how do they feel? As far as I know, Ming is the only one that's made it a public apology to Jackie. Just saying. So across town at Brittany Renner's house, her and Denise are talking about the same thing. And of course, they're shitting all over Jackie and praising their leader. Their fearless, annoying, long-faced leader, Chantel. They end up calling her on FaceTime with her son. And it's the same shit. Here's what's wild about this scene, though. So Brittany and Denise are FaceTiming Chantel. And Brittany is all in the FaceTime, and she's like, you know, you need to do this with your mom, and you need to stand up to her, and I don't care what she says. She cannot leave the situation. All she's done is walked away. It's crazy to me how these ladies think they can force somebody to have a conversation. If somebody don't want to talk to you, they don't want to talk to you. And it's crazy to me that Brittany Renner, of all people, Brittany, you need to go get healed because you're annoying. The shit you've been doing online is super whack too. All the stuff against Takari, which by the way, Chantel, you really did sink your battleship, because even your own sister's coming out and saying half that shit you saying ain't true. Me and Mom's is good. And according to Takari, Chantel was messing with her father's prospects, possible basketball players for the team. And apparently she got knocked up by one. Yeah, that's what her sister Takari said. And she said she ended up having to run back home to mommy and daddy to get that money, baby. Chantel gives me spoiled brat. She's annoying. She's so annoying. Her voice is annoying. Just not digestible at all. Please don't have her back. Please. So I just thought that was interesting. I'm curious though. It is obvious Brittany's watched the show and has totally drank Chantel's Kool-Aid. And here's the sad part about it. Is Chantel, if you were abused and had real issues, I'm curious if the world will ever know if it's true or not, because you're so hard to believe. You've contradicted yourself and been horrible to your mom on national TV. And you've lied to these ladies several times, because us, the audience, have got to see it. And they're probably just now seeing it. I'm curious to hear what Evelyn's response is. Because Evelyn, you got played, baby. I mean, you get played a lot, but you got played yet again, ma'am. Yet again. So anyway, they talk about that. Whatever. So Jennifer, I'll say this. So Jennifer says in her confessional when she's sitting there with Ty and Evelyn, she says, there are three sides to every story, and I want to hear what Jackie has to say. So we see Jackie at her little spot in LA, and she's saging. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, you're not really doing that correctly, but that's okay. It's all right. Girl, it's a little too late to be saging, Jackie. You should have saged before your daughter came in the house. Good God. Anyway, so Jennifer comes over because she's trying to get the tea about what happened with Jackie and Chantel. And they sit down. Jackie has a glass of wine. And of course, Jennifer's like, well, you know why I'm here. You know, because the street's been talking. Jackie's like, I got to go get another drink. Jackie sits back down and proceeds to talk about everything but that. She's not talking about the Chantel stuff. She's not doing it. I fell out because before Jackie gets up to leave in her own place, Jennifer's... Actually, no, she gets up to leave. She's like, I gotta go use the restroom. Because she ain't talking about it. And she actually says on the mic to herself out loud, I thought it was funny. She was like, that's not happening. So she ends up coming out shortly. And Jennifer talks about her premiere. Jennifer worked on a movie that Jackie was actually in. And she's doing a little, not necessarily a premiere party, because she's premiering the trailer. I guess it's a premiere trailer party, whatever. So, they're talking about that. I think Jackie asked her who was invited. I can't remember. I just feel like in every scene where there's a party, so they're going over who's coming. Jennifer says that she invited everybody, but some ladies couldn't make it. Obviously, Evelyn isn't going, even though they're cool. Evelyn's not going, as she shouldn't, because Jennifer's husband will be there. I don't think Jennifer invited her, but Britney declined. Jackie, of course, is going to be there. Jennifer says Ming and Ty are going. So Jackie starts talking about Ming and Brandy. She's like, well, you know, what's Brandy up to? Because, you know, I heard Brandy and Ming are outside a lot, hanging out tough, having threesomes. She alludes to Brandy having an affair on her husband. This little weak ass, whatever this was, I call this the weakest bone in the land. This bone got carried through the episode. Very silly. This last episode could have been saved, but whatever. At this point, y'all made it the Chantel and Jackie show. You might as well fucking end with it. I mean, they did a little bit. Here's the thing. Jackie removed herself, as she should have, because she would have just continuously walked into conflict. So I totally get her just being like, I'm out. So anyway, before that scene, real quick, Evelyn, when she's out with Ty and Jennifer, and they're talking about Miami, Evelyn alludes to the fact that she's over Britney, which is going to come up later. So after this, Ming, Evelyn, and Brandy meet up. Actually, no, they don't. I'm sorry. I'm skipping some shit. Before that, so we go to Jennifer's like trailer premiere party thing, a trailer for her movie. Jackie is there first. She's chatting with Jen. Ty gets there, and then they see Ming come in. Of course, Jackie's like, you know, Ty, are you gonna smile? You gotta smile for her. And Ty's just like, whatever. You know, their whole relationship, their whole back and forth is very toxic, and I feel like this episode really solidified the toxicity. Even the way it ended, I was like, y'all did all that and then you're back here again? Sleep together and get it over with. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. But, I mean, they clearly still have feelings for each other. I'm like, you guys are cute. What's the issue? Ming, it seems like you're more of the issue. That's the vibe I get. Actually, no. Both of y'all pick each other's buttons, and all the shit that happened in this episode is the result of that. My thing is, you guys need to grow up. Figure it out. Very silly. So anyway, they show up. Ty and Jackie are chatting a little bit. Ming doesn't come over and say hi to them necessarily at first. She's talking to other folks. Her and Ty exchange short pleasantries, nothing big. Ty's talking to Jackie for a minute. And then it's time to sit down and like actually watch the trailer for... Actually, no, Ty's not talking to Jackie just yet. They all sit down and watch the trailer for the movie. They showed a couple of clips. I'll check that out. The movie's called Shattered. That's dope. You know, I went to film school, and I hope to be a fantastic filmmaker one day. I don't want to be famous, but I can't write. So I think it's cool that Jennifer was able to do a script, film it, shoot it, get it out there. That's dope. I don't care how good or bad the movie is. It's hard to make film. It's hard to do production. So I commend anybody who can actually complete the entire process, because it's not an easy one. It's very stressful. So kudos to her. So everyone loved it. Kendall was there. That was cool. I wish he got to talk. I love him. He apparently is in the movie. Jackie's in it. Jennifer's in the movie too. So that was kind of cool. I hope that gets on some sort of streaming platform, because I'll definitely check it out for sure. So afterwards is when it gets to popping. So Ty is talking to Jackie afterwards, and Ming comes in. I can't remember if Ming came before. She did. I'm tripping, or maybe she did it. I don't know. Either way, she's there. So Jackie tells Ty, I'm gonna go grab some food. She ends up leaving the party. Jackie ain't fooling with none of y'all. Not in this episode. She was so over the dumb shit. I don't blame her. But anyway, so she leaves. So it's Jennifer and Ty and Ming at this table. They're like this stand-up table chatting. And Jennifer is stirring Jennifer, you are a bone collector this episode. I appreciate her taking accountability at the end, because I was like, she's literally telling all the tea in every scene. So she goes over what Jackie said, and it was funny. She was like to Ming, so I hear you and Brandy are out there having a good time, having threesomes. And Ming's like, me and Brandy having threesomes. So of course Ty starts that conversation. I'm sorry. So they kind of go back and forth. Jennifer adds her little 2 cents to it. And so Jennifer's like, you know what? I'm going to let you guys talk. So she leaves. So of course it's awkward between Ming and Ty. And Ty's basically like, well, again, Jackie said you guys were out here doing all these things. Are you single? So Ming's like, yeah. She goes, but you have a guy's name tattooed on you. And she's like, so you're single? Yeah, I'm single. And she was like, okay. So they kind of start going back and forth a little bit, and it starts to get a little nasty. Ty basically kind of calls her a side piece, like alluding, like, are you a side piece? She asked her, but she thought it because she asked it. Ming's like, I ain't no side piece, whatever. She walks away, and she's like, you know what, Jennifer, I'm gonna leave because they're getting louder. So they kind of separate for a minute, and then Ming is about to leave, and she says this comment in passing about Ty. She's like, she's just doing that. She says something like, I'm paraphrasing badly, y'all, but she was like, she's just protecting her image so she can get a head coaching job. She said something similar to that. Ty hears that shit, and she was like, and you're just trying to save the fact that you're a hoe. And then Ming's like, bitch, you're a hoe. So that's when Ming's like, you know what, Jennifer, I need to leave your party. She's like, I'm gonna go. So she leaves. So there's that. So that kind of dissipates. We get on with the next shit. So we come back from commercial break. So we're back from the commercial break now. So Jennifer, actually, I'm sorry. I'm fucking up, y'all. So Evelyn, Ming, and Brandy meet up. And Ming, they fill Brandy in on Jackie spreading rumors via Jennifer about her cheating on her husband, having an affair, and hanging out with Ming in these threesomes. So of course Brandy is feeling some type of way. Here's what was weird though. Brandy was more upset that Jennifer was the one bringing the bone as opposed to calling her directly. I get that, but at the same time, isn't this what all you guys have been doing all season with each other? So why is it any different now? Just thought I would note that. So in this scene, Ming talks about how she's doing a pop-up event for the company that she reps. She kept saying the name so fast, like it was hard to. E&A Heat. It has it's curling. It's flat irons. I'm sorry, flat irons. And she said that the last launch that they had was very successful, and now she's in LA. She's doing it again, and she's hoping to have a great turnout. She said they had over $1 million in inventory. So yeah, I hope it was a big turnout. from what I saw, it looked okay. I don't know about huge turnout, but that could have just been for the TV show. They probably had a real event after. So they mentioned that. So then after that, I feel like all we do is meet, we sit down, we talk crap, we meet, we sit down, we talk crap. It's like repeat, wash, rinse, wash, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. Some of these reality shows, we got to change it up a little. We got to figure something out. Basketball Wives, y'all sit down a lot and eat. Probably the most out of these shows besides Love and Hip Hop. Anyway, so after that, Jennifer sits down with the big three, the little three, and basically is talking about Ming's event. She's talking about these rumors that were spread with Jackie. Jackie talking about Brandy's marriage. Of course, Chantel is like, Chantel's voice is frustrating. Just frustrating to listen to. But she of course is ragging on her mom some more. You know, why is she talking about people's marriage? You know, that's rich for somebody to be talking about someone else's marriage. Just, you know, just alluding to a lot of crap that us, the audience, or these ladies, it's nobody's business. Please don't have her back. Please don't have her back next season. Please. Please. So anyway, so Jennifer's basically like, so, you know, when we go to Ming's event, you know, let's come in love and light, you know, everybody be nice, blah, blah, blah. So after that, Ming and her mom, Miss Vicki, love me some, Miss Vicki was all right. I kind of like Miss Vicki. So they all sit down and Miss Vicki is talking to Ty about her calling Ming a hoe, and Ty apologizes. They're basically, Miss Vicki was basically trying to mediate, I guess, them not getting along with each other. Here, the only thing that I didn't like about this scene is I'm not sitting down with whoever I'm dealing with's mom to talk about our issues. We're fucking grown. That was the only thing I didn't like. That was wild. So it was pretty obvious that Miss Vicki only got one side of the story, clearly from her daughter Ming. So Ty starts jumping in and she goes, well, did she tell you what else she does? So then she was like, what about the threesomes? And then Miss Vicki goes, you into threesomes? She's like, I didn't know she was into that. I thought that was a little weird. Her mom was cool and kind of funny, but it just seemed weird to me that her mom was there talking for her with her ex-girlfriend, whatever. They bring up the whole Drew Sidora 3,000 minutes a month situation because her mom is like, so what were y'all talking about for 3,000 minutes? You know, at one point, Miss Vicki asked Ty if she was intimate with Drew Sidora. She doesn't say Drew, but that's who she was talking to. Ty says, I'm not answering that. This might be the first time in history where I feel like, I don't know if Ty is saying she doesn't want to answer because she doesn't want them to know that her and Drew did something intimate, or she doesn't want to answer because they didn't do anything and she feels like they're being a little evasive and it's none of their business. So I wasn't mad at her response because my immediate is, oh, you're lying. But I'm like, maybe she just, you know, it's a nice way of saying to her mom, it's none of your business. You know, I mean, we've had enough disrespect of mothers on this show. You know, jeez. So anyway, that was that scene. They kind of laugh it off, but there's still, I don't know. You can tell there's so much tension between Ming and Ty. And it seems like there's hurt on both sides. But again, y'all be doing toxic ass shit to each other. So where's the resolve? What's the end result? What are we trying to achieve? Are you going to be together or not? Because I don't know. I really like Miss Vicki, but I just thought it was weird that your mom is involved in your love life. I just thought that was rather bizarre. Okay. So we get to Ming's event. And everyone gets there except for Jackie. Jackie ends up not coming at all. She's like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm going to go see my husband. He just made head coach. I'm out. So she's gone. But at the event, there's definitely a divide. There's the big three plus Jennifer and then everybody else. So it's apparent. Ty shows up. Ming gets up in front of the party, and she wants to do a demonstration with the flat iron. And she's like, I want to call up Ty to come up here and be my volunteer. So in Ty's confessional, she says Ming is not big on apologizing. So this is clearly her way of like offering an olive branch and apologizing. So it was kind of funny. It was funny. Ty gets up there and she's like, you gonna play in my hair? You know, and she was like, well, Ming is like, well, you play in my face, so I guess I can play in your hair. So she sits up there. She actually uses her hair and like takes her hair out and flat irons it. It was cute. Here's my thing with that though. But see, this I know y'all really toxic because you guys did all that. Nothing was resolved and you guys will be cool for a little bit, but you guys will still have that underlying issue that's going on and it won't get resolved. That's toxicity. Work the shit out, ladies, because y'all are cute. Work it out. So afterwards, the ladies are kind of all around each other and Brandy is like, so Jennifer, I heard you were going around saying that I'm having an affair and I'm having threesomes with Brandy. And Jennifer's like, Jackie's the one that said that. She goes, yeah, but you're the one that spread it. And Jennifer's like, and she turns to Ty and she's like, I told you. And I think I told. And Brandy's like, Brandy's pissed. Brandy goes, so do you see why that's an issue? Because she's like, you know how you don't want anybody to talk about you and Christian and your marriage? I would appreciate the same. Jennifer immediately owns it, takes accountability, apologizes for it. Done. I thought that was great. She knew, because she knew that it was messy and it was silly. It was silly. But she owned it. They moved forward. That was the end of it. I'm sure there's probably going to be a little bit of tension between them, but she didn't drag it on. She was like, yeah, I said that. I'm sorry. Boom. So Ming's like, does anybody else have anything to say? So Jennifer goes, well, Britney said that y'all are vibrational, except for me. That was kind of funny. So Evelyn, who I cannot stand, but I was with Evelyn on this one. I really was. So Evelyn like goes, so you think that we're all low vibrational? Like, she's like, what did I do to you? And Brittany's like, and Brittany's like, she said, Britney makes some little slick comment and Evelyn's like, it's, you sit there and you talk about all of us and we're bad energy and low vibrational, but what are you? And she's like, Evelyn's like, I've never done anything to you. I've never said anything negative about you. I don't know about all that, Evelyn. I don't know about that. Brittany's like, whatever. And she's like, Evelyn's like, you always have something to say. And Brittany goes, you're a fake ass bitch. So Evelyn's like, okay, so this whole walk that you're going on, talking about the faith, all that. And she was like, you're calling me a bitch, but you're supposed to be on this walk. So then Brittany's like, she goes, well, you can't judge. So they're kind of going back and forth. Brittany, you sound dumb. What did she say? You're not God. You don't know God. Like, yeah. And I fell out at the way Ming was looking at her. Ming was just looking at her like. So Evelyn's like, you're over here on this walk, this faith walk, and you haven't changed. You're acting the same. You're a phony. You're a phony. And you know what? You are a phony, Britney. You're a huge phony. You're a huge phony. And I hope you feel some type of way. You played it in people's faith and face just to go back to doing the same shit you were doing before. And it's probably going to be worse now because, listen, you got to get that meal ticket, girl. Which brings me to the next part of this argument. So they're continuing to go back and forth. And then Britney is making fun of Evelyn doing OnlyFans. And Evelyn's like, are you kidding me? She's like, at least I'm doing something. What are you doing? All the dicks you sucked, where did it get you? Well, no, she goes, all the 100 dicks that you sucked. And Britney's like, actually it was 36. Get your facts straight. That shit was so cringy. Girl. Even Chantel looked at her like, and I'm like, yeah. So she's saying all this shit, making fun of Evelyn, which is crazy to me because Britney, you'll probably be doing OnlyFans in the future too. I mean, you got on the internet and told us that you needed money. You told us that you need to make a little bit more than $3,000 a month. Girl, you can go get a regular job and do that. What are you talking about? She gets on my nerves. Evelyn was so dumb with her ass. Evelyn was just like, so Evelyn is like, you know what? I'm leaving. So Evelyn leaves. I fell out because VH1 did a intercutting of Evelyn leaving, saying the same shit that Jackie does when she leaves. They damn near had the same little walk and little jig leaving the party. That shit was hilarious. Brittany, you can't come for anybody. Evelyn leaves, and they did their little housewives type of exit. So they show her in slow motion leaving the party. I can't remember what she was talking about, but okay. Then Jennifer or Brandy ends up leaving, talking about her marriage. She's definitely living in LA, but she's still trying to work things out with Jason. Jennifer leaves, you know, she's happy, she's married, she's just trying to get better and better. Her film, all that. I think it's cool that she's doing production. There's money in that if you stick to it. And the other ladies leave. Denise was like one of the last to leave. Brittany Renner. This was an interesting season. This season was pretty much all about Chantel and Jackie. I really hope that the ladies are watching this current season and realizing that Chantel is a little manipulative little brat and she played them. And again, it's hard to believe anything Chantel says because she was lying about a lot of that shit. Just based off what her sister said, like the fact that you were taking what your sister went through and adopting it as your own like stuff. And I'm sure she experienced her own stuff because Jackie ain't no walk in the park. But Chantel, neither are you. Anyway, Basketball Wives season 12. I like this season. I didn't like the subject matter at all. But I think everybody should come back except for Chantel and Denise. Brittany Renner, you could come back, but only if you and Evelyn fight. Anyway, I appreciate you guys rocking on this journey with me. Stay hydrated. Be nice to each other. And I'm going to go run out of here and return these videotapes.